Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Teammates Podcast, brought to you by Lenk Media. I'm your host, Nick Lensander. Today, we have the pleasure of talking to Georgia baseball player Josh Stinson. He takes us through growing up in Georgia to ultimately playing for his dream school, the University of Georgia. He has a super unique story and has some amazing insights into the important things about being a leader on and off the field. I was happy to have Josh in our studio here in Santa Barbara since he is playing in town for the Santa Barbara Foresters in the offseason. He's an amazing guy, and I'm glad that we got the opportunity to talk to him. Sit back and enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Teammates Podcast. Welcome to episode 7. Today, we have a special guest who is a current Georgia baseball player, plays for the Santa Barbara Foresters, which is why he's currently in Santa Barbara. Glad to have him in the studio. Yeah. His name is Josh Stinson. Josh, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
I'm so glad to be here. This is so exciting.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. I'm glad you could see the studio and everything. We've had a couple guests in studio, but it's good to every time we get someone here. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. All right. So let's get going. So again, Josh is a baseball player. So we're gonna start kind of back, in your youth, growing up in baseball. You're from Georgia.
Yeah.
Lawrenceville, right?
Yeah, Lawrenceville. So right outside of Atlanta.
Okay.
Probably
So
like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Not too
Close
far.
to Atlanta for those that know Georgia.
East Atlanta.
Give us a little bit of background about you growing up into sports and growing up in Georgia and how you got into baseball and football and the whole deal.
So just growing up, I started playing baseball before I could even remember. I was probably around 3 or 4. But it's just, I had an older brother. Okay. He was a baseball player, football player, basketball player, soccer player. And I really, I followed him. I really looked up to him as a leader, as a person, as an athlete. So I love playing sports. I was right there behind him playing any sport I could. And the second I could play baseball, I started playing baseball. The second I could play football, I could play football. I remember, so my brother, he was training for baseball. I'm probably around 5 or 6. And you got to be at least 8 years old to train at this one facility that he would go to all the time.
Gotcha.
And I would have to sit there and watch him hit and just beg my dad, please let me go back there and hit too. I want to play. And that's just where it started. I just love competing. I just love playing sports. Yeah. And just been playing them ever since I was young.
So you were surrounded by it, which kind of helped you grow up in it.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely surrounded by it.
Yeah. And that I'm sure that helped you develop that competitive nature, early on.
No, definitely. And having an older brother, you're going to be really competitive because you're always trying to beat them.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're older than you, so it's hard to beat them. Now the tables have turned.
Eventually, it goes the other way.
The tables have turned now, but back then, I was trying to catch up with him, and he was just moving at such a high speed. But I just wouldn't stop. I just wouldn't quit and just wanted to have fun.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. So again, for some context, I met Josh recently. So this is I'm learning a lot about his story as you guys are hearing it as well. So I'm super interested to dive deeper because all the guests leading up to this point I've known very well. But this is great. So we can get to know definitely. Your background and everything. So you grew up around Lawrenceville, and then you went to high school around the area too?
Yeah, Grayson High School.
Grayson.
Go Rams.
Shout out Rams.
Go Rams. Ram Nation.
Okay, so you got into high school, and you played both baseball and football.
Right? In my freshman year, I played basketball.
And basketball. So you were, multi-sport in high school. Talk a little bit about how you're able to balance that. I mean, obviously, you love baseball early on, but then you got pretty into football from what it sounds like. And just balancing both,
It was definitely a challenge. Growing up, I played both.
Yeah.
It was a super challenge. But once I got into high school, that's when it really became challenging because your summer is usually you're focusing on the sport that you're going to play. Right. So you're going to play summer baseball the whole summer, play tournaments all over the nation, play tournaments and just compete in baseball. But for football, the season starts in August. So you're training, you're grinding, a crucial grind over the whole summer. And that's where I kind of met a crossroad because I wanted to play baseball and I wanted to play football. So the summer was just really taxing for me because I would do both.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know which one I want to do in college, so I mean, might as well do both. So I would have football workouts in the morning, have to do run 200s, lift, practice, and then have a baseball game later that day and drive an hour to the game and then play the game. But it sounds terrible, but it was really fun. Like, that's something I enjoyed to do. So it was taxing, but it's something that I love, and I got to play both sports that I love at the same time. So
it's hard to complain.
It was really like one of the best summers of my life.
Yeah. No, everybody listening to us that's played sports in high school, you can probably relate to the summer where you're like excited to get up and just like go.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot, but you're excited about it because you love doing it, right?
Yeah, and you usually don't have school, so
right, and there's no school, so it's even better.
Only sports.
It's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Just work on your grind.
Yeah, it's awesome. So yeah, man, it's perfect. So you played all 4 years, baseball and football, right?
Yeah, all 4 years. So
Okay.
my sophomore year, we won the state championship in football.
That's sick.
So state championship in the #1 public school.
That's awesome.
For football.
And yeah, Georgia's known for football.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
We're a big football school.
Are you?
We always
Okay.
have transfers come in, and
Okay.
that was where I kind of chose between baseball and football, because for football we always had transfers coming in, like people. Oh, they're a 5-star, so
big time players.
They're gonna get more opportunities than you, even though you've been here for 4 years and you've been working super hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how life is. Like you're gonna face adversity. It's just how you're gonna push through it. And in high school, I played quarterback growing up my whole life. And junior year, I had to make the switch. Do I want to be the backup quarterback or do I want to be a starting receiver? And that's something I faced. And I was like, well, I want to start on the team.
You want to play? Yeah.
I want to play. So I gave up my quarterback position and I started playing receiver. But me, I just want to play and have fun with my boys. So
you want to be out there.
I wasn't super mad at the time, but
and it's interesting. And now looking back at it, that's actually a crossroads pretty early on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, sophomore year of high school, right? I mean, and now looking into college, it's like that's like a bigger crossroads, right? I mean, like that's like, there's a little bit of change to it. Doesn't mean alters the course of where you're going, I guess. Because I mean, if you were like gonna stay a quarterback, then you'd have to keep training to be a quarterback, and quarterbacks, train for that. You have to know so much.
It's the best position. Like, you gotta put in the time. Definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, one of my buddies who I played with in college, he was a quarterback originally, and then transferred over to tight end his sophomore year at UConn, and now he plays for the Packers at tight end. You know, so yeah. I mean, you got to choose at some point,
because sometimes like you got to put being a good teammate and helping your team over what you want.
For sure.
And that's what I did essentially, because it's not, oh, I just wanted to play. We didn't have a slot receiver.
There you go.
So I was like, okay, well, I can play slot. I know all the plays for slot because I'm
fast,
a quarterback.
You can catch.
Yes, and I can catch. So I'm going to go and put my best foot forward.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go and try to help this team do whatever they can to win, because winning's not everything, but I'm going to try my hardest to help the team and do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Yeah.
And being receiver, that was my role. And so I stepped into that role, and I worked as hard as I could, because being surrounded by all the players, my class alone, class of 2019 at Grayson High School, we had 20 D1 signee commits.
20. That's big time football.
That's big time football. That's big time football. And I was just trying to compete, just trying to stay with them, just trying to keep pushing them to be better and not to get comfortable, because high school is not just because you're committed, just because you're a 5-star, that's not the max. You gotta keep pushing yourself. Like you can get outworked.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Eventually the crossroads will come. Talent can keep up a lot of things that if your work ethic is not up to par, but eventually that other person that's working harder than you is gonna cross and pass you up. And if you're really super talented, you can get away with it for a little bit longer. But eventually, once you get to, you got to be both. Yeah. To go to the next level, you got to be both that guy talent wise, and that guy work ethic wise.
Definitely, and that's prevalent in college, because we had 20 D1 signee commits. How many are playing today? Not many.
Exactly.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, they didn't have that work ethic. They didn't have that grind. They didn't have that. Oh well, I love football, so I'm gonna put football over my other needs, my other wants in life. And that's just where they made the mistake, or that's why they couldn't achieve their dreams. And it's not their fault. I mean, it's the crossroads.
It's the crossroads.
Like, growing up in high school, you're the best player, so sometimes you don't want to work hard because you don't have to.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard.
Can't fall into that trap.
You can't fall into the trap. And then once you get to college, it'll be too late because you haven't developed that work ethic from high school.
So the difference when going into college, and we'll get into college baseball in a second, but the difference in going to college is everyone was the star player in high school, right? So the guys that are really going to separate themselves have that talent and the work ethic. And you don't necessarily need all the talent in the world. Like for me in high school, I wasn't a very good football player. I didn't play till my junior year. I didn't even play tight end. I played tight end in college, but I didn't play tight end in high school. And I'm probably the last person you would have thought would be playing the longest out of my high school, right? So I mean, but
you know why? Because you probably had that work ethic.
Because I worked my butt off.
You might not have that talent, but you had that work ethic. You had the drive. You had the, I need to do the right things to help this team win. Like, you weren't putting yourself over the team.
And you don't take no for an answer. You keep going, whether all the doubters and people say no. It's okay. Yeah, you just keep going.
See, that's definitely
like blinders.
Like, people didn't think I would still be playing for Georgia 4 years later.
Yeah.
But look at me, because I work hard. I might not be the most talented player on the field, but I'm gonna try my hardest. I'm gonna compete to the last second. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna quit until the bell rings.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna keep going.
Totally. That's it. And some of the biggest success stories you see in sports, another one of my teammates who I had in the podcast, Tim Boyle, he had a super down college career. I mean, he was always, throwing, he didn't have good stats, and then he got benched, and then all this different stuff, transferred, and then, just the one person to see, or, the one opportunity that you take advantage of, and then you get to the NFL and you play well in the preseason, and it's like, oh shit, like I can play with these boys, and you always believe in yourself, but I mean, that's an extreme story, but like, that's really what it is. Like, you believe in yourself the entire way. It doesn't really matter. Like, you can make it happen. You just got to take advantage of your opportunities.
No, you just got to trust the process. Trust that the work you're putting in is going to pay off one day.
That's it.
And that's all you can do. Just keep putting in the work. You can't be mad at other people's success. You can't be like, oh, well, he came in his first year and he started. Like, I've been working 3 years. This is unfair. Like, I'm going to quit. Like, why am I doing all these good things if they're not paying off? You just got to keep your head down, keep doing them, keep working hard, and eventually you'll get what you deserve. Eventually somebody will notice your work ethic. They'll notice your grind, and you'll be rewarded for that.
Well, and that's why you got to fall in love with the process, right? Because you have to put in that work when it's super tough. And otherwise, if you aren't falling in love with it, you probably won't.
You're not going to make it.
You're not going to make it.
If you don't love the 6 a.m. workouts, the lifts after practice, the extra work, the early work, then you're not going to make it. You're not going to enjoy the winning the championships. You're not going to enjoy the big accolades.
And that's what makes winning all that much better. You know how much you sacrifice. You know how much you put in, right?
Yeah.
And our coach would always say, you got to hold on to the rope. Don't let go of the rope. It's going to get hard. Your hands are going to hurt, but don't let go of that rope. Don't let go of that rope. You got to keep pushing.
You can't give up.
Yeah, exactly. So, the turning point moment for you, when did you think you switch? I mean, you started focusing on baseball. You did play football, but you decided to play baseball at the next level. And so what was the turning point for you for baseball and seeing like, oh, like I think I can do this thing?
So for me, I feel like I could have played either sport at the next level.
Right.
But I was going into my senior year. I had no offers, wasn't committed anywhere.
Right. Not
really a lot of interest. Mm-hmm. And so I was playing football that year. And I was also playing fall baseball. So it wasn't just summer baseball in the football and baseball in the summer.
Yeah.
It was also in the fall.
Yeah.
And I was playing baseball in the fall as long as football. And then Georgia reached out to me about a walk-on opportunity. I just had to go to a camp, and they wanted to recruit me more.
Yeah.
So I went to the Georgia baseball camp. Like, I played as hard as I could. I did the extra things. I hustled on the field, ran everywhere. If somebody wasn't at a position, I would get there. I would just go above and beyond. And they gave me that opportunity right before signing day, a week before signing day. I got the opportunity to play baseball at the University of Georgia. And that's all I needed. You can have 50 offers. You only can go to one school.
Totally.
So I was like, I just need the opportunity. I just need somebody to bet on me.
That's it.
And I'm going to make their bet pay off in tenfold. Like, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to do whatever I can to help this team win and become successful. And I got the opportunity at Georgia. And growing up, being from Georgia, that's one of my dream schools. Like, going to UGA, like, everybody's like, oh, that's the school you should go to. So.
And born and raised in Georgia, and you go to University of Georgia.
So,
that's
so
what
having the opportunity, I took advantage of it. I was like, I'll commit right now.
Let's go.
Like, I'll go, and I was still playing football. I wavered a little bit from it, but I was still working hard in football.
Yep.
And I was excited. I had an opportunity to put my talents on display.
Yeah.
So that's when I really started really focusing on baseball and stopped.
Yes.
Like not gave up on football, but
for the time being,
realized that baseball was my opportunity to go to the next level.
Yeah, at the time, yeah, definitely. So you get to Georgia. What did you see as the biggest differences between high school and college baseball when you got there? I'm sure it was a lot to take in.
It was definitely a lot to take in, but just how much pressure the coaches put on you.
Yeah.
Like, this is not high school, so. Every player is here for a reason. So they don't think you're not talented. Obviously, they think you're talented if you're there at the school.
Yep.
So they don't put a lot of pressure, but they want you to succeed. They want you to get better. They want you to grind. And really what I noticed is the pitching is just extremely better. Like in high school, average pitcher, 85, maybe even less than that, around 80 miles an hour.
Yeah.
College, especially D1, average pitcher 92.
Yeah, mid 90s.
Yeah, mid 90s. Yeah. So you got to step your game up. You got to come correct.
Reaction time.
It's not just like, oh, let me show up to the field and I'm gonna be the best player on the field. Like, that's when I was like, okay, like I really have to work harder. Like, I'm not just the best player on the team anymore. I'm not just better than everybody, or I have to put in the work. I have to put in overtime to even try to compete with these guys because they're good.
Because basically at that. So once you get over a certain miles per hour in pitching, like your muscle memory has to be so damn good and trained to be able to hit pitches in certain spots and in real time figure it out. Yeah. Like it's nuts.
It's still a challenge.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why nobody.
I've done it for 3 years. I'm still struggling.
But even and then when you get to the majors too, even these dudes have been doing it their whole life. You know, it's still impossible to do it 100%. I mean, like good at batting average is 300. Yeah. So I mean,
it's a failing sport.
Yeah. No, at 100%. So that's interesting. Okay, so you get there, you kind of work your way into playing with the guys and doing everything and being a part of the team. I guess it would be redshirt freshman year.
Yeah.
You started playing some.
Yes.
And you saw some success. How did that feel after getting there, redshirting, you getting accustomed to the system to be able to like get out there and do something, right? It probably felt a little good.
I mean, it felt great.
Yeah.
To be on the field.
Yeah.
Just be somewhere where people thought I never was gonna be. And people always like, you're never gonna play at Georgia. You're never gonna do this.
Yeah.
And to make it and feel like, okay, my hard work paid off.
Yeah.
Like those long nights, they paid off.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't as quick as I wanted it to be, but God has his time.
For sure.
And I was very appreciative because it gave me the opportunity to help the team on the field in another way. Because I would help the team, even when I redshirted my freshman year, I would do anything I could to help the team, warm up the outfielder, whatever I could to help the team run smoothly, not be a stress, just be relaxed, just do anything. And it gave me a chance to help the team on the field. And I was very appreciative of that. And I'm still, it's so exhilarating.
Yeah.
Because that's what you dream of as a kid, playing at the D1 level.
Yeah.
And just making it there, it's not, oh, that's my end goal. Obviously,
No.
I have more aspirations.
Yeah.
But just being there, it's
Yeah, it's a little sweet.
yeah, it's a sweet feeling. Just
Yeah.
knowing that the work you're putting in is paying off.
Yeah, and I talked to Amber Malgoza. I had her on the last episode, and we talked a little bit about that. Her best moment was senior weekend when she put up a bunch of points and they beat ranked 6th UCLA or USC. I can't remember what it was. And then you're looking up into the stands with everyone watching you and the whole deal, and just really. In certain moments, you feel it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like you look up and you're like I'm actually have the jersey on and I'm actually here, you know? And I've definitely had those moments too in, football, in college, you look around you and it's like NFL talent everywhere. And it's like I'm here, it's wild. Yeah, no, it's wild. And again, you think about that, but then you get to that moment, then it's like, okay, what's next? Let's go. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different feeling, especially
for sure.
The family I have. Oh my God, our superstar Josh, we saw you on TV. Oh my God, blowing up my phone.
That's awesome.
It's just a great feeling because knowing that my family looks up to me so much, it makes me feel like I really made it. And I might not have played a lot that year, but they cheering me on. It makes me feel so much better. Their love and their support, it makes it feel all worthwhile because they're happy I made it. They're happy I even got the opportunity. They're happy I kept pushing and didn't give up. And it makes it just feel like it was all worth it.
Yeah. And it's a continuous process, but there's never a point where it doesn't really matter. Here's the thing, how much you actually play, or even if you play bad or whatever, you enjoy the process to get there. You're there. The outcome is going to be the outcome. Where you put in as much work as you can. It's like getting to the championship game, and falling up short. If you did everything you could, every stone unturned, you're going to live with the results, right?
You got to.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with the results, because if you get there, you continue to put in the work, then the results may be better the next time, right? So it doesn't really, the results, for the most part, don't matter at all. You get to the moment, you feel good for a little bit, but then it's okay, what am I doing?
No, I definitely agree. It's the process. It's instilling hard work. It's instilling that you got to push yourself if you want to try to succeed, if you want to make it to the next step.
In anything.
And that's what I feel like baseball has taught me more.
Yeah.
Because it's a failing sport. You're going to go up to hit 10 times, you're going to get out 7.
Yeah. And that's good.
So you can't, that's good. That's really good.
That's good.
So you can't be result oriented.
Yeah.
You can't be result oriented. And you have to just focus on one step at a time, just getting better. Okay, I might have got out, but did I have a good approach? Did I have a good at bat? Am I happy with that?
Yeah. You look at the film, you take away the positives, and then you move forward.
You just keep moving.
Yeah. And so it's something where you have to be super comfortable, being able to critique yourself, right? And because it is a failing sport, right?
Yeah.
You get up there and you fail most of the time.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, that's super interesting. And I played as a kid a little bit, but I never got into it. I wish I got into it more, because I was always a tennis. I grew up around tennis because my dad was from Europe, and then I ended up playing basketball and then football. And tennis was always in the baseball season, so I never got into it in high school. I wish I did, but hearing what you're learning from it and being able to critique yourself and the mental aspect of it, I ended up getting that in other ways.
Yeah.
But that's it, and it's huge, and that's why you're where you are at today.
Oh yeah, it's a fun game. You can't put too much pressure on it.
Yeah,
and that's what I've learned over these last years of being at college. Because my first few years, I put pressure on myself, but then when I wasn't having success, I would be down on myself. I'd be really hard on myself, and you can't do that. You're just gonna create problems for yourself. You're just gonna put yourself in a bad headspace.
Mental blocks. You got to let yourself play free.
You just got to play free, just have fun. You do it to have fun. And that's why I love baseball so much, because growing up, I played travel ball with my best friends. We've been friends since we were 6 years old, and we're 10 years old playing a tournament in Myrtle Beach. just having a blast.
Yeah, I see.
Like, it wasn't really about the baseball. It was just about the friendship. It was about the brotherhood. Just my boys having my back. Like, we're playing wiffle ball. They love me. I love them. Like, it was just that friendship, that bond. Like, you can't replace that. Like, when you're on a team with somebody, it's a brotherhood that you can't change. Like, you're in battle together. And that's something you can't change. And that's why I love baseball, because it gives me a team. It gives me a side of people to cheer for, to just go as hard as I can for, and do anything in my power to help them. And that's just what I learned to focus on, rather than, the success in baseball. Oh, did I hit a home run? I'm focused on, okay, are my friends okay? Are my teammates, are they in a good headspace? Oh, he might have got out a few times, but I'm going to cheer him up. I'm going to be like, you're good, bro. You got it next time.
Totally.
Just keep working. Keep your head up.
And I feel like this is super relevant to the question that I'm going to ask later, which is, what does being a good teammate mean to you? Which I ask everybody on the podcast, because it's called the Teammates Podcast. So, that's super relevant to that, because, I mean, about baseball, a lot of it is bring your teammates up, right? And being there for them, because it's a failing sport. So it's a super tight team, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's more my role than hitting home runs or than being on the field, is being there to support my team.
Yeah.
Being one of the best, not fans, but just being one of the best teammates I can be.
100%.
And just helping support my team, help them get better in any aspect that they can. And that's just what a good teammate is. To always pick your brother up, to not hate on their success, to not, I think I'm better than him, so I should be playing.
Yeah.
No, just help him.
Yeah.
Even if he's starting, okay, make sure he's ready to start. Make sure he's ready to go in the game. Like, you don't want to sabotage your own teammates because you're on the same team, so you're just hurting yourself.
Yeah, and that'll help you get your opportunity. So
it will help. Your opportunity's gonna come.
Oh, for sure.
You're gonna get your chance. Yeah. And if you had envy in your heart, if you had greed, you get your chance, it's not gonna pay off. I believe in karma.
Oh, for sure.
I believe in you reap what you sow. So if you always are hating on your teammates, I should be playing over him. I should be doing this. You're gonna get the opportunity, and you're not gonna be ready for it because you were focused on, why am I not playing? Not, how can I help this team become better? And
100%. So this is great, because obviously that's the mind of a leader, right? Yeah. So I mean that's how you lead by example, right? And so you went to the NCAA Leadership Forum, right? The Student Athlete Leadership Forum.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was really one of the best experiences of my life. So
awesome.
It was in Houston.
Okay.
So I represented the SEC. So me and a girl from Florida.
Okay.
So we represented the SEC. We flew to Houston, and it was just a conference. And it was just so amazing because it wasn't about sports. It wasn't about, are you an All-American? It wasn't about that.
It wasn't about the stats.
It was about who you are as a person, who you are. And that's what majority of the conference was about, is just finding out who you are. What are your morals? What do you want to represent yourself with? How you want to stand, or how do you want to be seen by other people? And it was just, it makes me smile thinking about the conference, because the people I met there were so amazing. Like, they were willing to listen to you. They were willing to hear you out. And I really haven't been in a space like that where, they're going to hear me out and they're not going to try to come with a rebuttal and like, okay, well, I don't think you're right because of this. They're like, okay, I understand what you're saying. Here's the other side.
So this is, for everyone listening, this is how you be a leader. You listen.
You
right?
gotta listen.
You listen. So that's super important. And you were surrounded by people of that same mindset.
Yeah, and it was just crazy because it was all different types of leaders. So somebody might be a vocal leader, but somebody might just be a silent leader.
Yeah, lead by example. Yeah.
And we were figuring out what kind of leader we were by doing just a bunch of tasks, just seminars all day of just fun tasks to find out who you are and what it takes to be a leader.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's I mean, clearly unique experience. Not a lot of people get to do that.
Definitely very unique, and I'm so thankful I had the opportunity, and that the administration at Georgia.
Yeah.
So they gave me the opportunity. They told me I had to fill out this application. They advocated for me. They got me there. So I'm just super appreciative of them.
Awesome.
For being able to get me there. And I'm thankful I had that experience because I met people that I'm going to know for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like I bonded with people and now we have a relationship for the rest of our life. And
yeah.
It's not just shallow.
And again, surrounding yourself with the circle of people that are like-minded and that push you to be a better person, that's going to get you where you want to go.
No, definitely.
Yeah. So,
definitely.
So, I mean, that's huge. So, I mean, that's obviously a unique experience and awesome, which I had to touch on.
It was very unique. And I also went on another conference. It was a Black Student Athlete Summit.
Okay.
So it was also in Houston.
Okay.
And it was kind of the same type of event, but it was more just Black student athletes.
Okay.
But that was an even better experience because I was surrounded by more people of my ethnicity or more people of my race. And it was just amazing because we were figuring out, they were telling us that there's more than your sport. There's more than, you're not just, can you hit a 3-pointer? If you can't, you're no good. You're not that. You don't let anybody tell you you're not a good person because you're not good at your sport. And just being in a situation surrounded by people, it was very empowering. And they gave me one quote that really resonated with me and stuck with me. They said, your sport is your avenue. It's not your destination. And that just really resonated with me because being a baseball player at Georgia, it's opened so many doors for me. But this is not, the max of what I want to be. This is not the peak of my potential.
You're just getting started.
We're just getting started. And that quote really, I fell in love with it because sports are going to open doors for you. If you play a sport at a D1 level or at any level and you grind and you have good work ethic, people are going to notice that. And you're going to get opportunities that you could have never had before that.
So here's the thing. That's absolutely true, 100%. And the thing about it is because you've been through adversity and you know what it's like to fight through it, and you've already done that in one way, and that directly translates to whatever the hell else you want to do. Yeah. So whether you want to start a business, whether you want to, start a clothing line like your friend did here, whatever it is, it is the same thing. So you've done it, you've seen it. So you have that experience, and you're going to make it happen again.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll face adversity, and I'll talk to some of my family about it, and they're just like, "Oh, well, looks like you're ready for real life." And I'm just like, "Okay, well, I mean, I guess you're right, because that's how life is. Sometimes people are gonna come in and try to take your job, or they're gonna get bought in to take your job. But you just gotta help the team win. If somebody comes in to take your job, just keep working. How can you make the company better? What can you do to still, don't be mad?
Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah, you can't. You got to personally push yourself forward. How can you push the team together at the same time? Right.
Definitely.
So, and that's, part of being a leader and the whole deal. So that's awesome. The forums that you went to and the connections you made with those people. That's amazing. So let's transition a little bit to talking a little bit about the baseball that you played not at Georgia. So I'm not super familiar with all the different rules. Baseball has way different rules than football does. Yeah. So you can go play in different leagues and such in the off season, which football you cannot. So tell us a little bit about, you're playing for the Foresters.
Yeah.
So he's currently in Santa Barbara. He's currently hit a game earlier today, which they won.
16-5.
16-5. Check the stats. I'll throw it up on the screen. So tell us a little bit about that. Is it semi-pro? What's it called?
So, I mean, we're in the CCL, so the California Collegiate League.
Okay.
And it's just a bunch of college players just on different teams around LA.
So it's kind of like it's not an all-star team, but it's like a group of good players that come together.
Yeah, it's almost like an all-star team. But
yeah.
It's just a team you're on, and you're going to play 40 games against the other teams in the conference.
So it's basically playing at a different. It's interesting, but they allow you to do that. Yeah. It's because of baseball that's just normal, I guess, right?
Usually for baseball, not everybody on the team is going to play.
Right.
Probably over 50% of the team will never touch the field. Like, and it gives them opportunity to develop.
Right.
Because for baseball, to get better, you have to play. Like, you can practice all you want. You can be in cage work, but you're not going to get better.
You got to get the muscle memory. You got to see
unless
pitches.
You're getting reps, unless you're on the field playing. And that's just what summer gives you the opportunity to do, because it's not as pressing. It's not as, if you get out here, we're going to lose this game and we're going to, like, it's not as exhausting. Like, it's more just laid back.
Progressing your game.
Just work on you. Yeah. Just have fun.
Yeah.
And that's what I love so much about being a Forester, because our coach, Bill Pinsard, I love him. He's all about just having fun and being you. And you don't see that a lot today. Like, everybody tries to conform and be something they're not. But our coach just wants you to be you. Like, I came out here, I was like, Coach, I want to hit home runs after home run after home run. Like, that's what I want to do. But that's not the type of hitter I am. And he said, no, Josh, just stay with your game. Just do you. Do what you're good at. Don't try to do other things because your coach might want you to be this type of player, or your coach likes this type of player. Just be you and have fun.
Like the famous Moneyball quote, what do we got to do? You got to get on base, right?
Yes, you got to get on base. That's all you got to do. And that's what I got to do. He's like, just get on base. You don't have to do too much. You're good at getting on base. You're good at getting hit. So just do that. But just perfect it.
Don't force it. Yeah,
exactly.
Don't force anything. Yeah, totally. So that's super cool. I didn't actually know that about the CCL is what you called it. And the Santa Barbara Foresters, for those who don't know, we are historically a very good program. We've gone to Omaha. Is it in Omaha?
Or no, it's not in Omaha. It's in Wichita. Wichita, Kansas.
Yeah. So the championships are like in Wichita, and we're like consistently winning the thing.
We won it last year.
Yeah, exactly. So
I was there,
and you're on the team. That's awesome. The champs, baby.
Reigning champs, back to back.
That's amazing. Yeah. So we have a historically great program, obviously, and that's awesome. You're able to win last year, and so you're.
Yeah, it's just a great program. Like, it just has great people on it, great coaches, and just everybody on the team. You don't feel like, oh, he doesn't want me to be successful, or oh, he's like mad that I'm playing over him. It's more like a tight-knit brotherhood. We're all cheering for each other
to get better. Yeah.
And you want your partner, you want your competition, you want the person playing your position, you want them to do well.
Yeah.
It's not, oh, I hope he does bad so I can get an opportunity. You're like, I want him to ball out.
Yeah.
I want him to ball out. I want him to hit a home run.
Yeah.
And just having people around you that you know, like, they want you to succeed, that's just a great feeling, because you're not like, okay, well, he's hating on me behind my back. Like, he might be my friend in my face, but you don't have to worry about that here. Everybody's your friend. Everybody's going to fight for you.
And that's how great teams are made, right? So it's impossible to eliminate that completely usually, but the greatest teams that win at the highest level, typically everyone's playing for each other. Yes. The selfishness goes out the window, right?
Goes out the window.
It's how we can help the team win, whether that's you doing something you're not accustomed to doing, whatever it is. Everyone says yes, and they say, what can we do? Let's do it.
How can we help?
How can we do it?
And that translates to life.
Oh yeah.
It just translates to life, and you can't be selfish. You got to try to help the team. You got to try to help your neighbor. You can't try to put your needs above everybody else's.
Yeah. So this is kind of what I like to go by. You always want to give more than you take. Yeah. Right. Okay. You give. You'll get what you're supposed to get. Yeah. Right. So I don't think that's important. You'll get what you're supposed to get. If you give, you work hard, you give, you'll get what you're supposed to get.
You reap what you sow.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. So, that's awesome. So
hold on, I'm gonna take off my jacket.
Take off your jacket. Yeah. So by the way, let's shout out the
I'm gonna shout
jacket.
I'm gonna shout out the Retrovert, my boy Bryce. He's
Awesome.
doing something special with this. Check him out.
So he started a clothing line.
Yes.
And these jackets are a hot commodity. Apparently, they look awesome. Shout out.
He got shorts too, shorts and pants.
Okay, we'll toss the link up for everyone that wants to check it out. Yeah, take it off because it's getting warm, so you can just listen. So obviously you're kind of traveling a lot because of all the baseball stuff, and you're here. So I mean, obviously you're not from Santa Barbara. How how are you able to stay on track with everything when you're in so many different places, right? And you're traveling so much.
Yeah, you just gotta take advantage of the time you have.
Yeah,
like you don't want to be in your room and be like, oh, if I would have just started this a little bit earlier, I would be done with it. Or if I would have just done this 2 days ago and then did a little bit the next day and a little bit now, I wouldn't be having to do it all right now. And I'm taking 2 summer classes.
I didn't know.
So it's a grind, but you just got to be on top of your work. You got to put it in the forefront. You can't try to, okay, I'm going to get to it later. If you think of something and you think about doing it later, just do it then. Just do it at that moment. Or do something to help you in that moment for later. Like, oh, just go ahead and look something up that you need so you have knowledge. So you started looking into it. Just not procrastinating.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's gonna kill you.
Yeah, you gotta just do.
And that's what I learned from college. Yeah. You can't put stuff off, especially being a athlete. You have school and you have your sport, so your time is crunch. So you got to take advantage of every second you have.
Yeah, and again, you can't. You can want perfection, but nobody's perfect, and nothing's going to be perfect the first time you do it. So you just got to do. You just got to go and say, if I fucked up or I did something bad this time, then I'll do it better next time. Yeah. So just doing. Like you can't. No, procrastinating is not going to get you anywhere.
It's not.
So you're just going to keep thinking and thinking and overthinking and thinking, and it really does nothing at all.
Don't think, oh, I need to go to the gym tomorrow. Just go to the gym right now. If you're not doing anything, just go right now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I do have, speaking of Georgia, the football team won the national championship last year. That's awesome. You were there, right?
I was there.
That's cool. That was a good experience.
It was a crazy experience.
Yeah.
Shout out Keely Ringo, Mr. Seal the Deal.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's my boy. He had the game-winning pick 6.
Oh, that was okay. That's amazing.
No,
I remember watching. Yeah,
I was going crazy.
I'm sure you're. Yeah,
I was going.
So it was
crazy.
at AT&T Stadium in Texas.
It was in.
Or was it
at Lucas Oil Stadium?
Oh, it was in Indianapolis. Oh, that was the semifinal.
No, the semifinal was in Miami.
Okay, that was the other. Okay, so that was the other semifinal. That was Bama's semifinal was in Texas. The other semifinal was in Miami, and then the final was in Lucas Oil.
Yeah. Okay. So we went to Miami first. Okay. I was at that game too.
Okay.
That was a fun experience.
That was fun. Yeah.
That was super fun.
But going to the championship and getting over the hump. I mean, you guys haven't beat Alabama, and especially in a big game like that.
Years.
And that game, like the team was so together.
Yeah.
That like you could tell that they were gonna pull it off.
No, yeah,
right?
Definitely. Because we played them in the SEC championship,
right? And
they beat us.
Yeah,
like they straight up beat us.
Yeah,
but it just woke a different monster up in us, and they came together in the semifinal game. They were just clicking on all cylinders. They realized they weren't just gonna sleepwalk through it.
Yep.
Like they might have been the best team in the regular season, but they weren't just gonna sleepwalk and win the whole national championship.
And you could see in the championship game, they played so unselfish. Guys were together, and they were picking their guy up and getting it done by any means necessary. So huge win, awesome. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the celebration was amazing, and your boys, amazing. I got this. This actually isn't mine, but it's pretty cool. I just found out about this. It's a Georgia national championship belt. It's pretty cool, right?
That is nice. That is sweet. That is sweet.
So I'll put
you got that out here in Cali?
Yeah. So one of my buddies actually told me about it, and I was like, this would be perfect to have on the pod. So
definitely got to put it on here. I like
it's cool.
National champs. You see it. You see it.
They got the Bulldog on there. 2021 Natty champs. Yeah.
Hey, guess what I have coming though?
What do you got?
A Natty ring.
Oh, do you? That's cool.
Yeah, because I was a student representative for the athletic association.
Oh, okay. So that's awesome.
That's how I got to go to the football games.
Oh, okay.
So they said I got an email one day. They're like, fill out your ring size. We're getting natty rings.
That's
awesome.
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
let's go.
I was like, okay, I'm happy.
Aaron Donald ring me.
Need it.
Yeah. That's funny. That's awesome. Yeah. So I mean, big year for Georgia sports overall.
Definitely.
Okay, so next what you're trying to do next, right? So you're still here. You're here for another month playing
Baseball
for the Foresters. So you're going back to Georgia, and you're gonna, give the team you're like try to make an impact, right?
Yeah. However I can do whatever I can to make the team better.
Yeah,
They're my brothers. I played on that team for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my heart and soul into it.
Yeah. So I mean, you're excited for that. Yeah,
I'm so excited to go back because all my friends are there. So I'm excited to see them and put my best foot forward and bring out their best foot.
Yeah.
However I can do that, just try to help them make the right decisions.
Yeah.
Because I'm older now, so I know things that I didn't know before.
Yeah.
And just trying to spread that wisdom onto them, onto the incoming freshmen, and help them succeed and exceed in the classroom and off the field.
Yeah.
Like exceed in all aspects.
So you can be more of a leader.
Yeah. Definitely be more of a leader. And that's when I go back to school, that's what I'm most excited about because I'm in 3 committees, like 3 student athlete committees. Yeah. One is developing leadership. One is a DEI, so diversity, equity, and inclusion. Mm-hmm. And one is student advisory council. Yeah. And that's just how can they make the student athlete experience better
overall. Yeah.
And I'm going to take those and run with them as much as I can and try to impact the student athletes as much as I can and help them because mental health is a big issue. And we addressed that last year. Like we started realizing we need to do something to help student athletes' mental health. Because last year I was going through a dark time too, like not playing, like feeling like I should be on the field. Yep. It's very taxing. It's very mind-boggling. You're like, oh, like I don't know what more I can do. I'm putting in my best effort and I'm not getting the results. Yeah. But it's not about the results. You said you got to fall in love with the process. Right. And that's just what I've learned. And that's just what I want to help other people understand is you got to fall in love with the process because the process is what's going to get you to the next step. Yep. It's what's going to get you to that 6-figure job. It's what's going to get you to making millions. It's what's going to get you to having a family, like trusting the process and being that guy, being who you say you are, putting in that extra work, going to sleep early, eating good meals, eating healthy, like all that is going to pay off. Like you might not see it immediately in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, but in a year, you'll be in a better spot. And that's just what I want to instill into the freshmen and the sophomores because I didn't know that coming into college. Yeah. But now I've had the honor to learn that and experience it. So
it's huge. It changes the game for sure. And a good quote that I can't remember specifically, but it's you overestimate what you can do in a year, but you underestimate what you can do in 5-10 years. Right?
Exactly. Like I would have never guessed I would be right here on this podcast.
Exactly.
Not even 2 years ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I would have never guessed.
And I mean, things happen by chance sometimes, but you put yourself in the right spots, and then you meet the right people, and you take advantage of your opportunity and
the process.
Exactly. And
you trust it. You be a good person.
Yeah. Along the way, absolutely.
And people will respect that, and they'll give you opportunities
for sure. And you can, in the beginning, it's a little hazy, right? Yeah. Your path, like it's like I think I'm going in the right direction, right? I can't necessarily see the lines on the path or like which way it's turning, but I think I'm going the right way, right? But then as you start to go a little further and you understand these things, it gets a little bit clearer, right? You can start to see those lines.
You start to see where you're supposed to be at. You start to see it'll make sense.
And then you see where the pieces, and then you just see, oh, dang, this piece just fit right in here. And it's crazy.
It's like so crazy.
It is, yeah.
And that's what I've started to see.
And you're still on that.
And I'm still seeing pieces fall in.
Yeah.
But that's just what's so amazing to me because when I'm in my darkest times, when I was down, I couldn't see those pieces. My vision was blurry. Yeah. And I was like, what am I doing this for? I feel like I'm not where I should be. I feel like I need to transfer. I feel like I need to leave. But now my vision is clear. Now I'm seeing a lot more clear because I trusted the process. I fell in love with the process. I put in the work. I became a 5-star person. Yep. And that's just what I think is important, to be a 5-star person.
And that's what matters.
And really, honestly, that's why I'm at Georgia.
Yeah.
Not because I'm an all-star baseball player, because my coach thinks I'm a good person. He thinks I'm positive. He thinks I bring good energy to the team. So he's gonna bet on me. He's gonna
work hard.
He's gonna give me that opportunity.
Yeah.
He's gonna coach me up. He's gonna put me in the mix and make other people have to compete and work for their spots, because he knows I'm gonna show up to the field every day and compete. Because that's one of my traits.
Yeah.
That's one of my top 3 traits is I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
And any sport, like you talked about sports growing up.
Yeah.
I didn't care what sport I was playing.
Yeah.
I will play ping pong.
Exactly the same.
I'm gonna compete. I don't want to lose.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Even anything.
Yeah.
And people will get mad at me sometimes. They're like, "Why are you taking it so serious?" I'm like, "I'm sorry. I don't like to lose.
It's in my it's in my genetics.
It's what I do. Like I'm here to win."
Yeah. I mean that's how, all the great athletes and the great just people in general, like they're competitive by nature,
definitely.
So yeah, and that's huge. So I mean, that's special, and you're on your journey right now, and you're taking steps, and it's exciting, and I'm happy for you, man.
I'm just excited to get back to Georgia and
Yeah.
try to bring the community in Georgia all together.
Yeah.
Because in Athens, I don't know if you know the town Athens.
Haven't been, no.
You haven't been?
Oh, now I gotta go. I gotta come.
Unless there's a football game, I wouldn't go.
Well, okay, no. Well, there'll be a game. I'll go for a game.
You got to go on a game.
Go for a game.
On a game day, because
yeah.
Athens is one of the poorest counties in Georgia.
Okay.
And it's just crazy because the separation, because like the school is not poor,
right?
As you know,
but
the people who go to the school, not poor.
Yeah.
But the town, like you'll see people on the side of the street. It's heartbreaking for me, like the disconnect.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd want to have it all on the same page, like all together, bring it all in.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm most excited about, to go back to Georgia,
to help bring the community
and
together.
help bring the community together, help the athletes support the community.
Yeah.
Like we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
We're all teammates.
For sure.
You got to cheer on your teammate.
Yeah.
They might not look like you. They might not have the same, religion as you. They might not have the same morals as you.
Yeah.
They might not have the same anything.
Doesn't matter.
But that doesn't matter. That doesn't mean, they don't deserve to have a happy life.
Yeah.
They don't deserve to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm most excited about, just going back and being able to help my community grow and just take the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a great point too about you're not like, it doesn't even matter what happens, like, and that's why you go back to Georgia for all the other aspects of it also, right? That's just as important as the playing and doing that. Because, sometimes you'll see there'll be opportunities presented to you to play a little bit more, or like specifically in college sports, if you don't have the starting job or whatever, that you're like, okay, I'm going to transfer. You see it a lot nowadays too, like, transferring a lot and doing different things. I think it takes a lot of heart, and you learn a lot about yourself to stay and really put your all into it, regardless where you're at. And that's what I did at UConn, right? So I mean, we had multiple like I forget what the list was called, but the tight end list, like the watch list or whatever, and the depth. I mean, we had guys that were, 2 of them had tryouts in the NFL, and the other one's on a roster. So I mean, we had deep tight end room, and we had a lot of good tight ends. So I mean, I wasn't. Could I have played somewhere else if I transferred? Sure, but that wasn't the point.
That's not the point.
Exactly, it wasn't the point. Like it's gonna work out how it's supposed to work out, and so and it did, and that
sports is not your destination.
Correct. That's exactly
avenue.
That's exactly right.
So
and that's it.
It's not the goal is not to be a starter on a team. The goal is to let you being at that school open an opportunity for you in your future, to open a door that you would not have had if you didn't go to school, if you didn't play a sport. And that's just what I love, like the process. And that's what I've learned from being at Georgia, and not just being given a spot or being given anything that is deeper than baseball. It's deeper than sports.
and you earn everything that you get, right? And along the way, like you'll get what you're supposed to, right? And you'll get what's meant for you. And if you put in the work and you're determined, not delusional, but determined to do something, and you'll get no's along the way of whatever it is, but you stay the course, right? Stay the course and be yourself and work hard, and it'll work out.
Just don't give up. Like my lock screen on my phone, it says, let's see what it says. It says, it's not over when you lose. It's over when you quit.
There you go. Yeah, that's it.
And you can never quit. Like the going might get tough, but you can't give up. You can't stop working. You got to just keep going.
And for yourself, right? I mean, again, just do it for you.
No, definitely do it for you, and don't give up. You've already put in so much work. There's no point.
100%. I mean, especially when you're playing sports at the next level, you have so much invested that, I mean, I would never do something to jeopardize what I've already invested in it, right? I mean, you're investing everything in it, right? I mean, so your time for years and your your mental, like everything, you give your all to it, and it'll come back one way or another, whether that's playing time immediately or next year, or you're making it to the
it might not
next
ever
level.
pay off,
and that's the thing. That's why being process oriented, the actual like achievement doesn't matter, because it doesn't. And then when you get there, it'll be like, okay, what's next? Like, you know what I mean? It actually doesn't even matter,
because you'll earn a starting spot, and then you'll still want more.
Yeah. So one of my other teammates at UConn, I had him on a couple episodes ago. He also started running. So I started running basically because I don't play, I guess, organized team sports anymore. Because I'm a little bit older, so I'm out of that game. But it's a very you versus you thing, running. Like you're putting yourself in adversity and you're overcoming it. And then, one of the things that we talked about was like you cross the finish line, and it's like, okay, I got a medal. Like what's next? Like that's literally the start of whatever the rest of your life is, right? So that, like, getting to that what you think the peak is, you look up. I'll try to put the graphic on the screen. Actually, there's a cool graphic of climbing the mountain, and you're at the top. And then you look on the other side of the mountain, and then there's a fucking way bigger mountain. You're like, oh shit, I thought it was at the top. But no, you're never satisfied, right?
But if you love that process,
exactly,
you're gonna love to go up.
Exactly, you're love the height. You're like, that mountain's 10 times higher. Let's go.
I can do it.
Let's go.
I have the tools to do it.
Exactly.
And that's just what you can't quit.
That's the best part.
You can't give up, and you gotta just be a good person.
Yeah, along the way. Absolutely.
Somebody's always watching.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching. You never know who's gonna see you doing what you're doing.
For sure. Yeah.
Then that can be both good and bad.
Yeah.
It can be bad because you could be doing what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you have your school shirt on, hold on, we know that kid. We know him.
Yeah.
And that could turn out bad. But
no, for sure. Yeah. I mean, whatever you do, in the dark eventually comes to light, right?
It does.
So, I mean, if you put in work and all that time, it'll come to light. People will see it, and it'll pay off. That's great. Yeah. These are huge conversations. So that's awesome. All right, so let's go to the next segment, second to last segment, the big questions. So, toughest part of your journey I'll just say through sports, because you're playing baseball currently, but you played football before, and just your whole sports journey. What was the toughest part for you, and then that you were able to overcome?
I guess I would say my toughest part was, so this past year, like, I wasn't on the roster,
right?
Because there's only a certain number of spots on the team.
Right.
And being a walk-on on academic scholarship, those spots are going to be filled up by scholarship players first.
Yep.
But feeling like I should be on the team and have an opportunity, and not being on the team, that's very mentally taxing. And it really put me in a bad place, because I felt like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, my coach told me I was a good player, but doesn't want to put me on the team. So I'm frustrated at everything. I'm in a bad place. But I realize that there's more than just sports. Like, I'm in those committees that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
And I really put those in the forefront.
Yeah.
And I really took advantage of those. And okay, how can I help other student athletes? How can I still help the team? How can I represent the baseball team well?
Yeah.
And that's just what I learned to do, because you might be in a dark place, but there's other things. There's light at the end of the tunnel. You just got to keep working, and you're where you're supposed to be.
For sure.
You're where you're supposed to be. Like, obviously, God had a different plan for me than I had for me. And that worked out. Like, I might be mad about it now, but in the future, it could have been the best thing that ever happened to me.
So yeah, this is actually really important. So there's a saying that you can't connect the dots looking forward, only backwards. So you're not going to know why something bad just happened until 5 years down the road, and you're like, oh, like that actually was the best thing to ever happen.
Yeah.
But
not being on the team was probably the best thing that ever happened to me this year.
For that year, and then now you're able to reset, go back, and give it your all, right?
Yeah,
and
give it my all on and off the field.
In all ways.
In
everything
all ways.
You do.
And I understand how important it is off the field.
Yeah.
Like how important it is, not just for me, because I'm in the committees.
Yeah.
I put my time into those committees.
Yeah.
But to get other baseball players, other football players,
everyone else,
to put their time into those committees, because those administration, they're there to help us.
Yep.
They're there to support us, get us to the next step in our life, because they know sports is not your destination. Because most of them are former athletes.
Yes. So
they know sports is not just your destination. And I'm just trying to help other athletes understand that. Because they weren't at the conferences I was at. So they don't really, they might understand it a little bit, but they don't believe it.
Yep.
And that's just my goal for this next year, to
totally
help impact all sports, the football team, help them get them to our career job fairs.
Yeah.
Like help get them out of their comfort zone. Not just going to football practice, not just going to team dinners, to do the extra stuff, because that's what's important. Yeah.
And that's honestly one of those times that you do something that you're not comfortable with, something clicks, and you meet the right person at the right time, and the rest is history.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly. Like I've been going to all these events, and they've caused me to meet people that have helped my life.
Yeah.
Have helped me get through those rough patches, helped me get through those dark days.
Yep.
And I know other people are going through those dark days too, and getting out of your comfort zone, meeting these people, hearing their stories, that can inspire you, and that can change your whole life.
Absolutely.
Like you can literally, the tables can turn 360 because you meet one person.
For sure.
And you're not going to meet those people if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not going to these events. And that's just what I'm going to emphasize, because I'm in this DEI group, and I'm going to get the community involved with the student athletes. I'm going to get the student athletes involved with the community.
Yep.
And I'm not going to give up until we're all united.
Keep showing up.
Because we're all people.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a student athlete, that doesn't put me over anybody.
For sure.
Like I'm still a person. I just got lucky.
Yeah.
Like I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. But I don't want to take advantage of that and, oh, well, I'm a student athlete. I'm a god.
Yeah, big shot. Yeah,
I'm a god.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Like no one can touch me. That's only gonna last 4 years.
Yeah.
That's only gonna last 4 years.
Yeah.
And once that 4 years is over, people aren't gonna look up to you as much. And then it's, what did you do in those 4 years? And if you did nothing, then you're gonna be like, okay, well, I wasted that time. And I don't want to feel like that, because being a student athlete has given me a platform that is unbelievable.
Yeah. Like
I organized 2 protests because I'm a student athlete, and people they're looking at my account, they're looking at the things I post, and they want to help. So I posted, all right, we're gonna organize a protest on Friday, repost this, get everybody down here. And doing that, it worked. It blew up. And sports is a great platform. And that's why I love it, because people are locked into sports. Like people love sports, and people love sports more than they love their life.
Yeah.
And not even people playing.
Like,
people 40 years old, they love sports.
It's mostly, it's interesting because before I started playing at the level, at D1 level, and seeing all that goes into it, I never realized how much it actually affected so many people's lives, and people literally planned their weekends and days around sports for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? And I didn't even I sort of realized it when I was playing and in it, but you have to kind of take a step back for a little bit and like actually look at what people are doing and realize how much of an effect it has on everyone's life,
especially the younger generation.
For sure.
Like, when you were 10 years old, what did you want to be?
God, I don't even remember, to be honest. But I grew up. I mean, I was always into computers and stuff like that. So I mean, I'm kind of along my path, you know. And the leadership thing is I've always gone against the norm. Okay. You know, I've always been different than other people, like just being able to take things on and being me and being able to figure things out that haven't been figured out before, and being able to just figure it out one way or another. Like wherever I want to get to, it's like, okay, how do I get there? How do I get there? And then I reverse engineer that, do everything that I can to get there. If I get there, great. I mean, I did that with college football. I did that with basketball before that. I did that with playing high school football because I never played football in my life before. And then everything after that and all the stuff I'm doing. I mean, it's literally just
all of that.
Dream and then piece it together. Yeah. One piece at a time. Brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Build it up. And as a kid, I dreamed of playing college sports.
Yeah.
And I know kids dream that every day.
Yeah.
They look up to the college athletes.
Yeah.
Can we get a ball? Can we get a ball? Like asking for your autograph.
Yeah.
Because they look up to you. They want to be where you're at.
For sure.
And it's not just the older people you have a platform to affect. It's the next generation.
For sure.
And we're the leaders of the next generation.
Yeah.
Like, we were born in the perfect time. Like, phones just started coming out when we were in middle school.
Yeah.
Like we know how to work technology.
Yep.
We know how to connect with people via internet.
Yep.
And we got to use that to our advantage to inspire the younger generation, to help tell them the path that they should take, help coach them, because they want to get to where we are.
For sure.
Like, being a young kid, going to a Georgia baseball game, I dreamed about being on that field. And I'm here now, and it doesn't even feel real.
Yeah.
But I want to spread that dream back in to little kids to help them, because they can make it to where I am.
Yeah.
And I would have never guessed I would have made it. But I believed and I trusted. So I'm just trying to use my platform to influence these kids, to show them that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Nobody can tell you that you can't make it. No one can tell you what you can't be.
It's 100% the truth. Determination. Again, anything you put your mind to, you can make happen. Definitely. And that's super important. And that's, that was an amazing, anecdote and story. So thank you for sharing that. Next, your family's influence on your success. So you said they were, they've been your biggest supporters, and
I love my family. I have the best family ever.
So just give us a little tidbit of, how you think they've influenced your success. Obviously they've been there for you through ups and downs and everything. And
the thing I love about my family, like, my success doesn't matter to them.
Yeah.
Like, their love is unconditional, and they love my success more than I love my success. Like, I'll do something that I feel like I'll get out. They'll come and cheer me on. Yeah, Josh, you're the best. You're the best. I was like, I didn't even do good. I didn't even play good. And you're over here screaming about me. Like, but it's just, their love is unconditional. And it's not even about my success. It's just, they love me unconditional. They love me for who I am. And that's just what I appreciate so much about my family, because they would do anything for me. They would text me all the time. Do you need any help? Do you need any assistance? Like, I love you. Like, I hope you're doing well. And that's just what keeps me going, because I have a family that loves me. I have a family that will do anything for me. And I just want everybody to feel that love. I want everybody to be able to feel like oh, I have people on my side that love me unconditionally, that don't just love me because I'm good at dribbling a ball or I'm good at hitting home runs. I want it to be, I love you because you're a good person. I love you because you're you. And nothing's going to take that away from you. Like, you can make mistakes, but we're still going to be there for you. And that's what my family instills. And that's why I'm just so appreciative of them. And I literally love my family so much. Like,
That's awesome.
I miss them.
That's awesome. So well, shout out to your family. Hopefully you guys are, I'm sure they'll be watching this once it goes live.
I'm sure they
will. That's awesome. Yeah, that's huge. I mean, it's so important, and you wouldn't be here today without them.
Oh, definitely not. They're the reason I'm here today.
Yeah.
I have a huge family, so
and like you said, you're just getting started in all aspects.
Oh, definitely,
right?
Definitely.
And we got an exciting fall coming up for baseball wise and on and off the field.
No, definitely. I'm so excited.
So this is the last big question before a quick Q&A. So we kind of touched on it earlier about what does being a good teammate mean to you, right? So we talked about how it's so important in baseball because it's a failing sport, about how you being able to affect so many different things by being there for your teammates and being a leader regardless of what's going on. So just tell us a little bit about what being a good teammate means to you.
I think the one quote I would say to being a good teammate is, you're going to cheer on your teammate success as if it was your own.
Yeah.
You're going to cheer on it more than if it was your own. Like, if they're successful, you're going to be ecstatic for them. You're going to want them to be successful more than you want to be successful. And that's just what being a good teammate is, because you're going to push your teammate to be as best as they can, and you want them to succeed, and you're going to scream from the dugout. You're going to chant them on. You're going to do anything you can to help them, and just cheering for your teammates when it's not your turn. And that takes a lot. That takes a lot from somebody to feel like they should be playing over somebody or they should have more opportunities and they're not getting them, but they're still cheering. That shows their character. That shows that it's not just about the sport for them. It's about building a relationship. It's about building a good culture. It's about wanting your teammates to succeed. It's about the unconditional love. Like, yes, he might be starting over me, but I love him, so I'm going to cheer for him. I want him to be successful. And that's what being a good teammate is. Are you going to cheer for your teammate? Or are you going to want him to do bad? And that just shows the type of person you are. Whatever, somebody who's ahead of you in the depth chart, how do you feel about them? And that shows you what kind of teammate you are.
That's it. That is absolutely it. That's beautifully said. Getting more excited for your teammates succeeding, I think that's what makes great teams, right? That's being a leader without, by being just there to support them in anything they need, and then stepping up when you need to step up. And it's super important. And that last part, caring about their teammates' success and being so excited for them. Like, on the depth chart, like, I know all the guys on our tight end depth chart, and I love all of them. Exactly. Like, and I get pumped up anytime anybody did something.
Exactly.
And they got pumped up anytime I did something, So that's it right there.
You're on the same team, so you gotta love each other.
That's it.
Like, there's no point to bring each other down if you're on the same team.
You're trying to get to the same place.
You're on the same car. All the wheels got to turn the same way.
You're trying to go to the same place.
You're trying to go to the same destination, and you being bitter or you speaking bad on somebody, that's not going to help you get to that place.
Nope.
In anywhere.
Gets you the other way.
It's not going to help you get anywhere. It's going to just show that you're a bad apple. Especially if you think you're talking to somebody you can trust, like, oh, I don't like this person. They might go tell them. Like, you want to love your teammates. You want to love your community. You want to love everybody. And that just creates the best culture and creates a comfort so you can play freely. You can play, it doesn't matter. The love is unconditional. Like, it doesn't matter if I strike out right here. Yes, I'm going to be upset, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and
because it's not.
And they'll bring you up.
Exactly.
Yeah, your teammates will bring you up. Yeah. So beautifully said. That's awesome. Yeah, no, great. I mean, I completely agree. That's huge. Playing sports and everything. Okay, so last segment, Q&A. So let's run through it. Favorite sport other than baseball and football, since you play those sports, and
That's
why?
Easy.
Okay.
I would say basketball.
Okay. All right.
Because I got the strap.
Yeah.
I got the strap on me. I don't got a license for it, but I mean, I got this corner three specialist.
Okay. All right. So you play pickup here and there? Or?
Oh, I play pickup. Yeah.
Okay. Love it.
But since it's baseball season most of the time,
yeah.
Coach hates when we play basketball, so that's why I just stick to shooting. But
yeah.
I mean, shooters gonna shoot. Like,
yeah,
I might miss 5 threes, but I'm gonna make 5 threes.
It's like Kobe. I might have missed 8 shots in a row, but that the 9th one is going in.
It's going in. Like they're still nervous. They're not like let them shoot. They're not like that.
Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I would definitely say basketball, and because it's just like a
Yeah.
nonstop sport, and I love competing, so it's just like a nonstop competition.
I love it too, and I love basketball. I played basketball before I played football, so I mean, I'm with you on that one. That's awesome. I'm a big golf fan too, personally.
Yeah.
But I love most sports.
I played golf for like the first time in 2 years.
Oh yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Well, it's hard. I mean, if you haven't played, it's tough, man.
We're not gonna talk about it. I have a tea time next week.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna shake back. I'm gonna get right.
It takes time. All right. Favorite player growing up that made you want to play? This could be football or baseball, or one of each.
I've had a lot of favorite players. I guess I would say
you throw a couple out there.
Andrew Jones.
Okay.
Going to games when I was super young.
Yeah.
Going to Braves games.
Yeah.
He was just an outfielder, and I looked up to him. I was like, it's crazy how he's here, and he was really good.
Yeah.
And I just love the Atlanta Braves. So
him,
definitely Andrew Jones.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I would also say King Griffey Jr.
Griffey, yeah.
He just had the swag.
He's dope. Yeah.
He had the swag, and that's what I want to model myself after, because he was just him, and he did what he wanted to do.
He's an all-time great player for sure.
No,
for sure. Yeah.
But those are my 2 favorite players.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, great players.
But now, if you said now, I'd say Ronald Acuna.
Acuna's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I love that dude. Okay, favorite place you've played in? So it could be stadium, location. You played in a lot of different places over your time, so think about it.
I guess I would have to say in Hoover.
Okay.
So that's where our SEC championship is.
Okay.
Or SEC tournament.
the
SEC tournament. So we played in Hoover.
Okay.
Last year.
Pretty cool.
And it's a cool stadium, but I think it's so cool because in high school I played a football game there.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's a baseball field, but they had made it into a football field just for that game.
That's cool.
And we played against Hoover High School, and they had George Pickens. So George Pickens. He's a star receiver at Georgia. So we were playing against him, and it was just a great experience.
That's cool.
I was a backup quarterback that year. That was the year we won state. My sophomore year, but that was just it was a really cool game. And seeing George Pickens just
awesome.
Go crazy, and I got to go in at the end of the game because we blew him out. So backup quarterback, I got some time.
Let's go.
I got some clock.
Let's go. That's awesome. Yeah. So we played in a major league stadium, actually, or 2 major league stadiums. We played in Yankee Stadium. Okay. Because they put a football field in the baseball stadium. Yeah. So it was kind of cool. We played against Army, I think. Yeah. And then we also played in Tampa Bay Rays Stadium in Florida for our bowl game.
That's a nice stadium. Isn't it inside?
Yeah, it's inside. Yeah, it's a dome. Yeah, it's inside. And they put a football for a bowl game in the stadium.
Sweet.
I know, it's kind of cool. Yeah.
I feel like bowl games are just unreal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no. Nuts. And I mean,
George, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, George plays different bowl games than we do, but
but I had went. So when I went to Miami for the bowl game, I stayed in the same hotel as the football team.
Oh yeah.
So I got to see
everything.
They're getting all this swag.
Yeah, tons of stuff. I loved it.
Just everything.
Bowl game was one of my best experiences, and we don't get them. We appreciate them more because you guys have Aaron a bowl every year, obviously. In the biggest bowl games, but that's awesome experience overall.
At least he made one.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That was it. We were pumped to make one at all. Okay, so next, favorite TV show, movie that you've seen recently. It could be either. If you're not a big TV show guy, movie, either or.
I guess I would say Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
That
I
new
love
season. That new
Oh,
season
my
kind of hit.
God.
Like,
it hit.
I'm not really a scary movie type person.
No, but that was special.
It was the perfect build up. Like the first season wasn't too scary.
Yeah.
So like now the fourth season, I'm like, all right, I can
it.
handle this. I can handle this. Like,
and it's hard to make sequels, especially this many sequel series. I mean, the second and third weren't as good as the first, but this one was nuts.
It was great.
It was amazing.
It was scary.
It was scary, and it was just the storylines, and it's just you feel so enthralled by it, and it was amazing. And
I was watching in my room, and I had to stop watching.
I know.
I got scared. I got scared. I was like, I'll watch this in the morning. I was like, I'll watch it in the morning.
Damn. So now we got to wait for season 5, but there's one more season to finish it all. But
it's all connected.
No, it's crazy. Yeah. So I'm a big fan too. Yeah. I love Stranger Things. That was awesome. Did you see Top Gun?
No, I haven't seen Top Gun.
Oh, you gotta see it. It's
I just recently watched the first one. So.
Okay. Yeah. But you gotta. I was blown away by that movie too.
Good?
Yeah, so good. And I didn't even see the first one.
Okay.
But I'm sure seeing the first one makes it better.
I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. All right. Last major one. Favorite hobby, something that's not like sports related.
That's a good question. What's your favorite hobby?
I mean, doing a bunch of tech stuff.
I'm trying to think.
I guess it could be athletic. I go like running. I do run. I run and I lift on my own and do different stuff like that. So it could be something athletic related, but not in baseball.
I guess like coaching.
Coaching, coaching's good.
Like being with kids.
Yeah, I love kids. Yeah,
doing community service with kids.
Yeah,
that's probably my favorite hobby.
Yeah,
because
I feel it.
I love doing community service, and my dad is always.
He loves it. Yeah.
He's always texting me, "Be here at this time." We're working.
Let's do it. Yeah,
we're working 3 hours. That's all I need from you.
That's awesome.
Just impacting the younger generation.
Yeah,
however I can, and doing community service with the younger generation. It's just like a win-win because they really look up to me.
Yeah,
and I can kind of like tell them what to do.
So
it feels good.
Come on, kids.
I'm like, all right, go pick these things up and then come back to me.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I love that too. And coaching too. I mean, I love football, the game in general too. So I still coach in my high school locally and stuff. So too, I love it too.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up the show. It's been a great time.
It's been a fantastic.
So you're looking forward to a amazing fall, and we'll keep up. We'll follow. I know you're gonna be in Georgia,
we'll
but
definitely keep up.
Yeah, we'll keep up and follow your success because whatever it's gonna be, we know you're gonna succeed in it. And
appreciate that.
Yeah, so this was awesome having you on.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It was dope. Yeah, it was great. It was great timing and great you can be here. So give us the plugs. Instagram. We'll put it on the screen.
Josh.Stinson.
Yep.
The last O is a 0.
Okay. We'll toss the link up there for everyone. Your friend's clothing line was the name of it?
It's called Retrovert.
Retrovert.
It's on the rise, so you better start shopping now because this hoodie, I got it for like $100, but they're finna drop for $200 at the minimum.
Yeah.
Like starting in a few months. But
okay, that's dope.
It's a great brand, so I would definitely check it out.
Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll put that link up there too, and then be on the lookout for Josh and Enforcers games and at Georgia in the fall and everything he's about to do.
Yes.
So
maybe I'll be back on the podcast.
You're gonna be back. Well, yeah, absolutely. We'll get you back in Santa Barbara, and I'll definitely be out there at some point too.
You gotta come to the football game.
I gotta come.
Yeah. If we have a college game day, you better.
We'll do it. You better be there. We'll do it. We'll do it. All right. Thank you guys for listening to episode 7. We'll see you in the next one.
I'll see you.
Thank you all for listening. What an amazing episode. Josh is such a great person. There was so many great takeaways, even for me in that episode. All the different ideas about leadership and how to lead on and off the field, being a great teammate by being excited for your teammates and everything that they do, and being humble and giving back, and so many great things. It was an amazing episode, one of our best ones, and again, we were happy to have him in the studio. and we look forward to seeing him thrive this fall at the University of Georgia and beyond. Thank you guys, everyone, for listening. As always, we appreciate your feedback. If you have any thoughts, questions, or anybody you'd like to see on the podcast, please send us an email at teammates@lenk.media, teammates@lenk.media. Again, always stay tuned to our TikTok and Instagram for the latest updates and videos and announcements for future episodes. So again, thank you guys so much for your support. The episodes and series has been amazing so far, and we are just getting started. Thank you all. Talk to you soon.